Puppy, are you joining the video today? Well, hi everyone. We are going to make shepherd's pie today, as I was saying earlier. So if you wanted to cook along, I put the ingredients on earlier this week. So I've started getting things together for everyone. We'll have our green peppers, onions, garlic, and then I use the ground turkey again. And I just took the potatoes out of the water. I boiled the potatoes prior to because it takes a little bit longer. And so I will show you how I make homemade mashed potatoes. They are phenomenal and creamy. And one of my children who doesn't eat mashed potatoes only eats them this way. So it's another way to get your kids to eat things they don't typically eat. So I'm just going to finish peeling the vegetables here. We're also going to put in, if you're cooking along, sweet corn, canned sweet peas. Again, this is for quickness. If you want to do fresh, it'll take a little bit longer. Taste, good, fresh too. But this is something you can do right after work and have it done and baked in about an hour. Have everything ready to go. So if you don't have a lot of time when you get home at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever, and you still want to make a dinner, this is a nice quick one that you can put together and the family will love it. This one I can tell you everybody loves in my house, including when we have visitors. They come over and eat it too. I'm actually having a little trouble with my garlic today. There we go. Okay. So we're going to start getting the meat on. Today I'm using a different seasoning for the meat. I like Tasty products. I don't know if anybody has seen, I'm sure you guys have seen the Facebook Tasty videos, but Tasty actually has seasonings they sell in Giant, and I use this one here. It's the garlic, onion, and red bell pepper. I tried it a few times and it was really good. It has salt already in it, so you don't need to put a lot of extra. Alright, and then I did pre-oil the pan because we're doing ground turkey, which can get dry. So pre-oiling the pan will help your meat stay moist. Nobody likes dry meat. So we're just going to put everything together in, cook it up, and then put it into our nice baking dish. All right. After I start this, I'll go ahead and I'll bring the potatoes over, and I will show you how I put together homemade mashed potatoes. I like cream cheese in my homemade mashed potatoes, so I do have cream cheese here. We'll put those in. This all mixed up. Now you can either do this in the pan or you can do this in a bowl and then switch it over to a pan. Again, it really depends on if you're really busy or not, if you don't have a lot of time. It cooks and tastes the same either way. So whether you pre-mix it in a bowl and put it in the pan or mix it in your pan, doesn't matter, whatever you like. Again, as I said last weekend, if you can't smell it in the meat, if you can't smell your seasoning, your meat's not going to taste like much. So make sure that you do smell and you can actually smell the flavor. If you have all the seasoning and you see it and it looks pretty and you can't smell anything, then it's not going to taste very good. All right. So we'll let that start cooking. And I will bring the potatoes over to show you. Hi, Christina. All right, so for the potatoes, I just used just regular golden potatoes, or white potatoes actually today, that I got from Giant. I peeled them, boiled them. You can see they're really soft, ready to go. So we're gonna make homemade potatoes. With this, you definitely need salt. I'm gonna use the Himalayan salt. You can really see it when it's on here. And sometimes you just need to keep adding afterwards, but do your best to get what you can in there. With this one, since it's pink, it's just much easier to know how much I'm putting on versus the clear stuff, and you don't want to overdo it and not be able to eat your potatoes. And then pepper. And if you like a little spice, add some red pepper in here. It'll give it a little zing. We're not going to do that because kids won't eat it. All right, so like I said, as long as you can see it, then you're going to be able to taste it. You know. So what I use for this is I used to mash them all together, and my husband for Christmas bought me this awesome hand mixer. This has made it 10 times creamier than when I ever had them before. So I actually use this now. It is the best thing ever. But we're going to add our butter. I have a lot of potatoes in here, so I'm putting a whole stick of butter. I'm not shy about it. And then cream cheese. And you want your mashed potatoes creamy, so using this whole thing is not gonna hurt. I've had mashed potatoes without the cream cheese. I don't think it tastes as good at all. And then of course milk. Can't make mashed potatoes without milk. So I can get this thing plugged in. There we go. You can see this really just blends it up fast. And if you're doing just regular homemade mashed potatoes for a side dish, I don't really suggest this because this gets really thick and creamy. It's not really a mashed potato mixture for a side dish. I do this just for baking the shepherd's pie because of how creamy it gets. It's kind of like a whipped cream creamy. Hi, Stefania. I miss you. I've not seen you in forever. And this whole shepherd's pie costs about maybe $10, and it feeds my house, which is like 7 people. So it's definitely inexpensive, that's for sure. Which is what I love the most, especially when I feed so many mouths in this house. And we're just going to keep doing this until there's literally no lumps. Now, if you don't have one of these hand mixers, hi Michelle, you can use an old-fashioned smusher. That's what I used to use, or fork, and then, you know, your regular utensils. But this, ever since I got it, has just been a savior for this. And it makes it 10 times better because that mashed potato turns out so rich and thick. Preheat our oven. So the oven I'm doing 375. It's a gas oven. Everybody's oven is a little different, so whatever temperature bakes the best for you. Take a little break from that and mix up our meat. Alright, so for those just coming on, tonight I used the most amazing seasoning that I have found in the store. It's called it's from Tasty. I'm sure a lot of people have seen Tasty on Facebook. They're just really good. And it's a garlic, onion, and red bell pepper mix. I think it just tastes really good, and it just comes with everything you want for flavor in the meat. And then I added, of course, regular green peppers, chopped onion, and garlic in this ground beef, or ground turkey is what I'm using. All right. One of my tricks is I always put a lid on it because it makes it cook faster. Kids are impatient, so I tend to cook a little bit quicker. As much as I can, anyways. Alright, this is just about done. You can see how thick this is getting, kind of like gooey. That's that whipped kind of taste and texture to it. Again, I only recommend this when you're putting it on something and baking. It's not really good for a side because it's so thick and whipped feeling versus an actual mashed potato texture. All right, so we will put that aside. That is definitely nice and thick. All this off. Yeah, I wish you guys were here to feel this. That way you could see. Hi, Brandy. All right. So you can see. I mean, it's literally almost even like I would say school glue when you play with the school glue. Super thick. And this really does well when putting it on top and baking. Because it keeps the texture and form when you're doing the shepherd's pie. And it's not lumpy. Alright, so I'll put that to the side for now while we finish our meat. In this, again, like I said, I keep it quick and cheap, so I have canned sweet corn that I have, and then sweet peas, so it goes really fast. The cheddar cheese is just a simple mild cheddar, nothing special about it. And we'll get the pan all put together here in just 1 second, and we'll bake it up. It's that simple. To cook everything on this stove, I'd say it's about 20 minutes, and then in the oven, you've got another, what, 20-30 minutes. So you can get this done definitely within an hour. So if you're coming home from work, or you just have impatient people in your house that want to eat right away, this is something that can be done. Everybody thinks it's, you know, a 2-hour meal that you've just cooked them, and it's cost effective at the same time. If your meat is, well, don't eat that if it drops. But if your meat is just slightly pink, remember you're baking it, so it's gonna finish cooking in the oven, so don't stress out about it. I don't suggest putting this in your pan raw because again, it's not gonna do that much baking in the oven, but it'll still finish off baking if you're slightly pink. So we're just gonna give this another minute here. Again, this favorite season, man, I mean, I could smell it. I wish you guys could smell in here. This tasty stuff is so good. Hi, Chris. And it's at Giant. I think I get like 3 packs for $2. And so I use about 1 pack per pound of meat. Does the trick. So in here I have 2 packs. And since Michelle's on, I know she can attest to what this tastes like. I surprised her with it one day. So yeah, so the pink is just about completely gone here. There's a little bit left in it, so I'm not gonna stress about it. I am gonna drain this because it did get a little watery. Again, it's turkey meat, so you don't get a lot of grease to have to really worry about draining it. If you make hamburger meat, yeah, you definitely wanna drain it. But since I have so much in here, it did get a little watery, and I don't want all that water in shepherd's pie. It's not gonna taste good. So I'm gonna drain this real quick, and then we'll start putting together a shepherd's pie. Strainer. So you guys can see that. Well, I can't do it over there. I'll do it over here. You can see everything that's in there. So yeah, so I have the green peppers, onions. I have 4 cloves of garlic in this because I just love garlic. And I'll actually take some of that back out because I want to layer it. You can do just 1 layer of meat. I like to multi-layer with the cheese because I just think it tastes better. If you're not a big cheese person, do 1 layer. But I'm gonna do a 2nd layer for this, which you'll see in just a second. All right. So since I made 2 pounds of meat, you got about 1 pound per layer. The mashed potatoes, I made too much, but that's okay. I'll save them for something else. You don't do until the top. I don't actually put those in the middle. So, we'll layer some cheese in there. I already pre-drained. You want to make sure you pre-drain your vegetables here. Like I said, it's super simple. There's nothing complicated about this, which makes it just that much better to make. All right, we'll finish putting the rest of the meat on here. I'll take out the big chunks, so that's what I'm doing right now, is just pushing out the big chunks. Oop. There we go. Okay. So you can see there, I'm going to finish putting the rest of the veggies on. This is a good way to get veggies in your kids too. If you don't like peas, then I suggest using green beans. Green beans will, hi Ben, green beans will definitely do the trick instead of peas. But again, this is something quick. I can just throw the cans right on there after work, coming home, put it together. As you can see, I think it's been, what, 20 minutes since I went on, and that's already in the pan and ready to go. I'm going over here. So now we'll do the homemade mashed potatoes. Like I said, they're really whipped, so they're very much like a cake whip, you know, real thick. And creamy. And this is good for shepherd's pie. Like I said, I wouldn't do it as a side dish because it is just too creamy. It doesn't really have that kind of thickened mashed potato texture. But it's really good when you're layering the top of a dish or you're baking with it. For those that are just coming on, I made this mashed potatoes with cream cheese, butter, milk, salt and pepper, of course, plenty of salt and pepper, and potatoes. That's it. I think cream cheese is really what gives it its flavor, or unique flavor rather. And it helps it get that nice texture. They're just plain white potatoes that I pre-peeled, boiled, and then whipped up. Like I said, you can have this dinner done in an hour. I'm not saying it's heart friendly. If you need heart friendly, definitely talk to Ben. He is awesome and does a lot of, I think he has his own gym, so he can help you out there. I can help you with the non-heart friendly food. But the quick and easy. Like I said, this whole meal with 7 of us costs about 10 bucks. So I don't have any complaints on that for sure. And then it's ready to go. I'm just gonna throw this in the oven for about 25-30 minutes until this cheese is nice and golden, and then it's ready to be served. So what I'll do later on is I'll post pictures after pictures of what this looks like. I think I have some on my site, but just in case, I'll do this specific one. And yeah, you've got a double layered of shepherd's pie. And then of course, if you want to serve it, today I made French bread. So if you want fresh bread, this was really easy. And they've already gone through 1 loaf of this today. And you can hear, I mean, you can see the crunch on this, and it was so soft inside. So I'll post that recipe too. That was super easy. It did take about an hour for all the rising on that bread, but it was only 2.5 cups of flour and just a few little things. And actually that bread is no sugar. So it's even better for you because it's sugar-free. And I'm gonna put this in the oven for about 30 minutes, and it's on 375. And then I will post pictures later. All right, you guys have a great evening. Bye.